But now we can get into our cartoon review, chat, our scene by scene breakdown of Spider-Man the Animated Series, Episode 8, The Alien Costume, Part 1. This is a 3-part arc, chat. The first of the season. Or excuse me, I think of the series so far. They did it. It was a part of, I guess, Spider Slayers. That like I guess that was a duology arc of some guys because they led one into each other. But I don't know if they called it like Part 1, Part 2. I don't think they even did that. But this one's very much Part 1, Part 2, Part 3. We're just talking about Part 1 right now, chat. And you can listen. Remember what I told you? What? Oh! Don! With the $25 donation, Don. Thank you so much. Thank you, man. Thank you. I gotta take a sip for you right now. I don't even know. I don't even know what. Yeah. Thank you, man. I think we gotta do 2 polls now. I think we do. Someone do the math for me. We gotta do 2 polls. But I will do. Oh, P Glitchy is now a follower. Thank you so much, man. You're my new Huckleberry. Hope you're doing very well tonight. We're going to go ahead and do those polls after I do the review, though. I want to get through this review, and then we'll do some more polls. But someone do the math for me real quick. I have 6,357 biddies. Add 2,500 to that and see where we're sitting at. And see when I need to do 2 polls. I don't know if I... Maybe I do. I'm not sure. But you can do that, chat. I appreciate it. But now we got to get to the review. So, chat, remember when I said... last episode when I did my Spider-Man animated series with Kraven the Hunter, how the animation just took a fucking nosedive. And it's because, chat, they have budgets for a season. And they will give, you know, an episode more of a budget if they know it's going to be popular. And another episode where they don't know what the fuck to do with the characters, a lesser budget. And that was the case of Kraven. They didn't know what to do with that character. And that's why they just had him doing fucking goofy shit. Fucking hugging people and throwing them, chat. That's all Kraven did in the episode. Here you see where the money... It's so glaringly obvious where the money went. Because they showcase... I mean, in the first 5 minutes, chat... You get a fucking, you're on the moon, you got alien black goo, you have a spacecraft flying through New York City, nearly crashing the buildings, landing on the Brooklyn Bridge, chat. You have Spider-Man nightmare scenario with an alien symbiote god and a really rubbery looking regular Spider-Man suit god, and they're just going at it, and the thing eats Peter Parker like it's Vor. All that in the span of like 10 minutes, chat. So you know where the fucking money went. They had an idea of what these guys, these animators, these creators, they love Venom. That's obvious. And hey, like they do a lot of crazy things in this first episode. But chat, we're gonna get into all that right now. Cause now we just happen to be on the moon and we're following J. Jonah Jameson's kid. I guess it's just John Jameson's, chat. He's an astronaut. Oh! Thank you. A Harkness, thank you for the follow, welcome stream. You are also my Huckleberry. Hope you're doing well tonight, my friend. But chat, we're on the fucking moon, we're following J. Jonah's kid, John Jameson, and he's just hitting shit, and it's like, you shouldn't be like, he's pulling a fucking Prometheus, chat, because he's just like, what's this? Sticking his goddamn hand and stuff, and he's like, what's that big obelisk-looking rock? Looks like obsidian. I'm just gonna whack at it and see what it is. And the pilot's like, I don't know if you should do that. He's like, shut up! This could be worth a lot of money. We're going to bring it back to Earth. And he pops that little sucker out, chat. And he notices the moon's leaking. The moon's leaking like weird black goo. That's probably not good. And he's like, the moon starts crumbling. She's like, I got to skedaddle. And he gets out of there, chat. He goes to his little Land Rover shuttle. He hops in there, and the moon's still leaking. And the other pilot, he doesn't get a name, chat. I think his name is Stuart. He's like, we gotta get out of here. And he goes up there, chat, and and just as like, oh my God, John Jameson's dead. But nah, get blasted up just in the nick of time, reconnects to the shuttle, chat. He puts the little black obelisk in a Ziploc bag. He's like, that's safe and secure. Heads up in the pilot seat. It's like, let's go on home. Let's go back to Earth. Meanwhile, that fucking rock is just leaking some black goo. That's not good, chat. It's the Prometheus goo. And then, chat, we cut back to Earth. It's the Daily Bugle, and we got the news lady, and she says, like, this is an amazing space mission. This is great for our country. Piloted by John Jameson and the schmuck named Stuart. No one cares about Stuart, okay? He gets attacked by the black goo in a hot second. He dies, but no one cares. they're gonna do the first man, or I guess the first manual landing at a private airport for a space shuttle. History in the making, I guess. And everyone, the Daily Beagle's like, woo, you go, John Jameson. Peter Parker's like, congratulations, Mr. Jameson. Jameson, always a fucking prick. He's like, why are you thanking me? That's my son is doing that, not me. And Robbie's like, shut the fuck up, JJ. He gave you a compliment, all right? But clearly, like, you could tell, Peter's like doing the internal things. Like, I don't know what it is. I guess the apple fell very far from the tree. Because John Jameson, he's an American hero. He's doing all the stuff the scientists from Prometheus did, and we thank him for his service. He's coming back to Earth, chat. And we cut, and then I guess the reporter, he's like, we're going to cut to the shuttle, because I guess they have a camera up there. And how's things going up there, John Jameson? He's like, it's going great. We're almost there. Ah! In the chat, the black goo's all over him. Him and Stuart the Schmuck the Stewart, it's enveloping them in the black goo, and they lose control of the space shuttle, and they're heading right towards Earth. They are off course. It's not looking good. And the reporter's like, they're gonna miss the airfield. We don't know where the hell they're gonna land. And Peter's like, oh shit, this isn't good. This might be a job for Spider-Man. Maybe not. I don't know how I'm gonna stop a fucking shuttle. What? Done. With the $30 donation, don't do a poll, just get a bottle of scotch. Can I make it whiskey? I'm more of a whiskey guy. Done. I will do a poll. I'm obligated to do a poll. I have to do a poll. I have to. Thank you, Don. Jesus, man. Thank you so much for the $30 donation. I mean, all the donations tonight. Wow. Thank you. Raising my glass to you, good sir. That was amazing. 3 polls. We'll do it after the review. So this fucking crash in Earth chat, and then, you know, this is being broadcast all around the world, but then what person is also listening who's watching this? The fucking kingpin of crime, Wilson Fisk. Because he's listening to this newscast too, and he's like, I want that rock thing that they were talking about. Because they go on the news, they were talking about the Rock 2 chat. It's like, yeah, they call it the Prometheus. They literally call it the Prometheus rock. And he's like, I want that Prometheus rock. Apparently it's even more valuable than plutonium. I want that shit. Smythe! And Smythe's guy in the little floating wheelchair chat, and he's like, he's like, I'm on it, boss. I'm going to study this thing. And Kingpin's like, but then, you know, Smythe's like, how you going to get it? I know a guy. And he calls him up, chat. He calls him up, and he's like, I want you to go to the shuttle where it's going to crash. He's going, what shuttle? It's the Rhino, chat. That's who it is. The first appearance of the Rhino, and he works for the Kingpin. Meanwhile, we cut back to Spider-Man. He's fucking swinging out there. He's listening to the radio. He's like, all right, I don't know where the hell this is going to land, but I'm going to keep listening. We cut back to Smythe chat. And Kingpin, he's actually kind of worried. Because Kingpin's like, Smythe, we should get the fuck out of here because this thing is going to land somewhere in New York. And if it hits our fucking building, we could all die. Smythe's like, don't worry about it, Wilson. According to my calculations, and I'm great at trajectory, by the way. I'm all about the trajectory of things. It's going to hit the Brooklyn Bridge. It's going to miss us. You don't worry about it. He's like, you better fucking hope it misses us. Because if we survive, I'm going to kill you. But he's like, why would you kill me if you survive? It would be fine. Kingpin's like, good point. Never mind. We'll move on to the next scene. And so, chat, John Jameson and Steve the Schmuck, they are just being inundated with the black goo. They're trying to control this thing. They're flying in between buildings in New York City. And this is pre-9/11, so you could have this in a cartoon and be okay. And they're going right through between buildings, and they fucking crash, like they pass by the Chrysler building, which is the secret base of Kingpin. Kingpin's like legitimately worried. He's fucking mopping his head. He's like, fuck, Jesus Christ. And it goes right by, and Smythe is like, see, you big fat bastard, I'm always right when it comes to the trajectory. And it goes ahead, chat, and like, they're telling people on the bridge, just abandon your cars. It's going to come right towards the bridge. And then who's also on the bridge, chat? It's fucking Eddie Brock. He's like, this is the story of the century. Fuck all this, people. I'm going to take pictures just like Peter Parker does and get the big old scoop. I'm going to stand this bridge and risk my life. And then, chat, just as Smythe said, this thing just comes crash landing on this bridge, takes out all these cars and people, ripping and tearing the flesh and searing with hot metal. It's a massacre, chat. It's terrible. Spider-Man, he swings over there. He's like, oh my God. He's like, I gotta get these guys out of here. But he notices, wait a minute. The fucking shuttle door has been pulled out. What the hell's going on? He goes in there, chat. He's looking for the pilots, and who does he see? It's the fucking Rhino. He's already gotten in there, and he has the Prometheus. I think it's called the Prometheus X. He's got the Prometheus X, and he's like, "Get out of my way, webhead!" And they start wrestling their chat. And again, kind of cool segment with the Rhino. But the Rhino's very strong. Peter gets like, okay, I can't. This guy, like the amount of times we're rocking back and forth, the show's gonna go over the bridge. So I have to just I just have to have him escape. And he puts a little spider tracer on his fucking inner thigh, chat, like upper inner thigh, near the taint. He's like, he's never gonna find it over there. He can't even get his arms down. Like Rhino's got these really thick, muscular arms, and he can't reach anywhere, chat. And so there's no way he can reach down there and grab it. And so Spider-Man, good on you. You didn't want to go near the taint, but it was worth it. So Rhino, he hightails it out there. Eddie Brock, he's taking all the pictures. Like, what the hell is that? Rhino is like, whoa. Meanwhile, Spider-Man, he drags John Jameson and Stuart the Schmuck. The black goo's not on anymore. But they're like, oh, black goo, no, it's terrible. And Spider-Man's like, hey, don't worry, guys. He gets him out of there, chat, lays him out there. And they're like, oh, thank you, Spider-Man. They pass out. Thank you, Spider-Man. They pass out. Eddie Brock, he's taking pictures and shit. But then Spider-Man hears something else in the shuttle. And he goes in there. He's like, what the hell's making that noise? It's making that racket shit. Meanwhile, the fucking black goo is just like rattling the shuttle, trying to escape even more. And Spider-Man hears the sirens, but then the shuttle starts to tip over. It's, oh, God, let's go in the water. Get out of there, Spidey. Use your spider abilities. But it's too late, Chad. And he goes right into the Hudson. And then the helicopters come over. JJ, he's in a helicopter, chat. He lands. He sees his boy. Look what they did to my boy. And he can't, John Jameson, he's PTSD. He's severely concussed, had black goo going in and outside of his body, chat. Every orifice, not great. Little traumatic. He could barely talk. And he's like, black goo, shuttle, Spider-Man. JJ's like, Spider-Man, it's my trigger! And Eddie Brock, he goes over, he's like, JJ, I saw the whole thing. Spider-Man robbed the shuttle. He hurt these good American heroes. And JJ's like, I fucking knew it. I knew he would do this. And he's like, hey, I got the pictures right here to prove it. If you just give me my old job. Because remember, chap, he was fired. He was fired by JJ some episodes ago. And Jonah's like, your job is back, Brock, as long as we nail that son of a bitch Spider-Man. He's like, hell yeah. Again, Brock, kind of a piece of shit here. Brave Mango, thank you so much for subscribing using that Twitch Prime subscription. Appreciate that, man. Welcome. Hey, Juice. Hello, Brave Mango. Hope you're doing well tonight. Just in the middle of my Spider-Man review. So, Spider-Man, he does manage to get out of the Hudson, chat. He climbs out, he's wet, and he's covered in black goo. He's like, what is this? I don't understand. And he swings off, because now he's like, I gotta go off with the Rhino. I have the cherry charm. I gotta see where he's gonna take this, whatever the fuck this is that he stole. And he's swinging around, chat, but then the signal, it dies down. He's like, oh, I guess he went to a very secure location, or he's out of the tri-state area. This is crazy. And then we cut to the Chrysler building, chat, because apparently he's in that secure area. And Ryan's like, here you go, Kingpin. Kingpin's like, nice, I got the Prometheus goo. And Smite's like, great, I can study this, and we can make weapons and shit out of it and kill Spider-Man. And Kingpin's like, nah, I'm going to sell it. And Smite's like, really? You're just going to sell it? He's like, yeah, I'm just going to sell it. And that's it. That's all Kingpin. He just wants to sell for a lot of money. That's about it. And then, chat, we cut back to Spider-Man. And, he heads back home. He goes through his door, hides his gooey spider clothes. And Aunt May's like, oh, Peter, have you seen the news? And Peter's like, oh, I might have heard something. Apparently, Spider-Man saved the day, saved John Jameson and Stuart the Schmuck, and was the hero of all the world in New York. She goes, no, Peter, he robbed the space shuttle. And he's like, what? And he sees it, and it's like, JJ, he's the Fox News of Marvel, Chad. He's not speaking the truth. He's putting out, it's fake news. And JJ's saying, Spider-Man was behind the robbery. He hurt my son and Stuart the Schmuck. We have the stuff to prove it. And JJ, again, he's definitely the Rupert Murdoch of the Spider-Man Marvel, animated universe. He's like, I am putting a $1 million bounty for Spider-Man. Not dead or alive, just for Spider-Man. But it's implied that, hey, you can bring him alive, you can fucking kill him. Gloves are off right now. Spider-Man's like, what the hell? I saved these people, and I'm being... And he's just mad. He's just like, I'm gonna go to bed. May's like, oh, Peter, be careful. I know, be careful, Spider-Man. He goes up there, chat. He fucking throws his dirty, gooey clothes. A lot of goo in them. And the little waste bin, little where he's gonna hamper chat, where he's gonna wash him. He's like, I was gonna go to bed, even though he was just in the fucking Hudson and he was covered in black alien glue. I would want to at least take a shower. I feel like, you know what, I'm obligated here. But he's like, I'm too sleepy. And Chad, he goes take a shower, and that goo just comes for him. I mean, just like Spider-Man 3. And then we get, again, where all the budget went to, a really cool dream sequence when Peter is running through this, this crazy, just a warped version of New York City. A lot of purples and reds and blues in this Chad. The buildings are going off in every direction, and he's being pursued by this monstrous alien symbiote. That's really what it is. Kind of like a prototype Venom. It's coming after him. It's giant. It's like a kaiju. It's coming after him, Chad. It's grabbing him. But then this kaiju-esque Spider-Man rubbery costume comes there, and they have like a battle, and they're fighting over Peter Parker, and they're trying to it's a tug of war between who has control over who. But the Venom symbiote's just a little bit stronger, Chad. He hates him. He vores Peter Parker, and it's like, oh my god, it's terrible. They have vor and Spider-Man, Chad. I should have known it would have gotten that way. And so he vores Peter, and Peter, he just fucking is like, whoa. He wakes up, Chad, and he's in the middle of it's Spider-Man 3. Spider-Man 3 stole all of this shit, okay? Stole all of it. He's hanging upside down in the middle of New York City. He has the black alien, which I love. Listen, I'm not a fan of Venom, but I love the black Spider-Man costume. It looks so cool. I've always liked that. And he's wearing the costume, chat. He's upside down. He's like, what the hell? What? And I'll tell you this much, chat. He has a much better reaction than what Tobey Maguire did in the movie. He's like, what the hell is this? Where am I? He's actually screaming, and he's concerned, and he's like, I gotta get home. I don't know what to do. And in chat, he's web swinging, and he fucking overshoots the building. He's like, I've never felt this way. This is amazing. I have all this power, chat. And then meanwhile, because all of New York's like, we all want to get Spider-Man. We got that $1 million from the Rupert Murdoch of the MCU. And they're like, there he is. They got these random helicopter pilots, chat. They're, again, pre-9/11 New York, and they're flying around, and they're fucking shooting at Spider-Man. There's, like, buildings everywhere. There's families at home living with their kids and shit, and you're shooting at him in midair, and they're trying to get him. It's like, this is fucked up. He's like, I gotta get out of here. And so he's swinging away, chat, lands on the ground, and these mobs, all the budget went here, and these mobs of people are just swarming towards him, trying to tear him apart so they can get that $1 million. The police force are like, fuck Miranda rights. Let's fucking murder him and just bring his body to J. Jonah Jameson. It's like, this is kind of cool that they would. It's kind of like, I mean, I don't know if the Spider-Man skip New York, but it's kind of that mindset, you know, like how rabid these people are. And the cops are after him. They got their guns pulled on. Spider-Man's like, fuck, I don't know what I'm doing. He's testing out his strength, chat. He's lifting a fire engine like no problem. People are opening up their windows and they're like, there he is! D&G robbed the shuttle! He's like, oh! And he climbs out of the fire station engine. And he comes back out. And the costume, it has like a fight or flight instinct because it changes his appearance. It becomes different clothes, which I always loved that ability. And so he becomes a police officer, changes his outfit, and these cops are like, Sergeant, where'd he go? He's like, he went down there. And Peter's like, this is awesome. This is great. And transforms back into his regular clothes, chat, that aqua green, aqua blue striped white shirt that he has on. He just walks off. He's like, I am feeling great. And then I guess the next day, chat, he's swinging to school. He's like, this is fun. I'm going to wear this thing. And he's just loving the power, chat. And he's on top of this building. He's like, I need to wear something. He's like, changes back into his aqua green, aqua blue shirt. He's like, no, something new. What about that guy from Aerosmith? And he becomes the guy from Aerosmith. I'm like, this is weird. So there he is. He got the Aerosmith. He's like, no, it's a little too ostentatious. Let's go a little more Italian. And he gets like this nice looking gray suit, chat, purple tie. And he hops right down there, and who's walking by? Fucking Felicia Hardy. Felicia Hardy's like, Peter, you are so hot. Let's talk. And he's like, let's do it, Felicia. And then he's very flirty, because he's so handsome. And Felicia's like, Jesus. But then who walks up behind Felicia Hardy, chat? It's Flash Thompson. He's like, hey, dweeb. Hey, Peter. Why are you talking to my girl? She's like, first of all, I'm not your girl. Don't talk to me that way, all right? And Peter's like, I'll talk to whoever I want to. And he's like, oh, looks like you got a backbone, Parker. And he's like, I will give you more than a backbone, Flash. You want this? Let's fucking throw down. Let's go, buddy. And Flash is like, oh. He's like, oh, Jesus. No, I'm not. I can't. And he walks off. And Felicia's like, you seem different. He's like, oh, I am different. I've changed a lot, Felicia. She's like, no, you definitely have changed. Peter, you're scaring me. You're scaring me. And then she walks away. Peter's like, fuck him. I'm great. I got alien black goo over my body. I'm doing fine. And he just walked. He just like a little flip, ha. And he just walks home. He just walks home. He doesn't even go to his class. He was supposed to go to his class, chat. He's like, you know what, fuck it. It's like, you can't like have him going there and then not going. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. And he goes back home, chat, and Aunt May, she made some pasta. And this is kind of fun. Notice this scene, chat. Like, Peter has this little bowl, and she has this giant salad bowl. She's just eating all the pasta. And she's like, oh, Peter, I'm just so concerned. You're taking the pictures of Spider-Man. He's dangerous. He's a criminal. And he's like, Aunt May, don't worry about it. It's fine. Don't even worry about it. And she's like, no, he's literally the worst. And he's like, I don't want to hear this anymore, you old broad. And he goes, and she's like, oh, and she might as well died right there, Chad. She might as well have just died. And he goes upstairs. I don't even want to hear it. And he goes back up there, chat, to brood. Got that Batman brood. And what he notices, his little spider tracer, his little spider tracer detectors going off. He's like, the big old Rhino, man, he's off and stealing some stuff. Because we learned, chat, Kingpin, he's like, yeah, so we're gonna sell the Prometheus. What was it, chat? Yeah, the Prometheus goo. But we need some plutonium rods to test it for the client, so they'll buy it. And so we don't have those because they're very expensive. So Rhino, go to fucking Fort Bragg or whatever. I don't know where. It's a military base. And steal me some plutonium rods. And Rhino's like, will do, sir. And he goes off, chat. That's what sets up the spider tracer. And so we're following Rhino, chat. He just like not very subtle, the Rhino. You would think he would be. He fucking busts in the base, chat, and he starts grabbing all these plutonium rods. And Spider-Man, he's fucking arrived, and he's like, what the hell are you doing here? And Ronald's like, I'm taking the plutonium rods. He's like, you're going to tell me where you took that fucking rock, that Prometheus rock, and all the black goo stuff. Ronald's like, the fuck I will. And he starts running at him. He does the Rhino thing. He runs at him, but easily dodges it, and he fucking kicks Rhino's ass, and he fucking flies. He's like, Jesus. And now it is just a smackdown, chat. Spider-Man is throwing the Rhino around this base, which I think was also the inspiration for the Spider-Man video game battle with the Rhino, which is pretty cool. It's like, oh, yeah, it's like the N64 game. And so he's constantly doing Toro, like all that shit, and he's running the walls and everything. Eventually, you know, he grabs around by his foot and spins him right round, baby, right round, and throws him. And Ronald's like, okay, I'm kind of done. I've kind of had enough. And Spider's like, no, you're gonna tell me what I want to know. And Ronald's like, I'm not telling you shit. And he sticks, what? Witness me! The chat attack, Nick Diaz. Thank you so much for the raid, my friend. 19 viewers. Thank you, man. How you doing tonight? What were you talking about? Hope you're doing very well, man. Nick Diaz, as I always say, one of the many backbones of the DT community, keeps that stuff running right. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. I hope you're doing well. Gary Eakin, good to see you. Ultranova, just saw you there. Hope you're doing well tonight. Here's to you, my friend. Looney Tune. Welcome. Just in the middle of my review, almost done with my Spider-Man Animated Series Episode 8 review, the Alien Costume Part 1. And so he literally fucking takes the Rhino, chat, forces his horn into the ground, and just starts spinning him like a goddamn top. It's like, the ride stops when you tell me what I want to know. Rhino's like, ah! And it's like, it's not looking good. And he fucking stops, and Rhino's like, I give up. I'd rather go to jail than tell you shit. And Spider-Man's like, jail? You know what? Fuck that. Jail? Oh, no. He grabs the huge metal door. It's like 2 tons and something. She's like, no, there's no jail for you. I am tired of going easy on scum like you. And he's like, whoa, what are you going to do? I'm going to do what I should have been doing this entire time. He's going to fucking smush the wall around. It's like, no, please, God, no. Just shitting and pissing himself, chat, everywhere. It's everywhere. And it's those, you ever seen a rhino, like, poop? It's all that, chat. It's all the poop and all the pee in the world. And and Spider-Man's like, he just has a flashback, chat. Gary, you can thank you for the host. For Even Storm, welcome. Or Forever Storm, good name. Very good name. And he just has a flashback because he's like, whoa. And he sees how he treated Felicia Hardy, how he treated Flash Thompson, how he treated Aunt May. And he's like, this isn't me. This isn't me. And Rhino, he's just a fucking puddle of feces. And he just like, I gotta go. And he drops the door on the side, and he swings out. He's like, what's wrong with me? What is this thing? What's this thing doing to me? And that's the episode, chat. It ends on that. It's like, what is this? And it's like, again, it's a part 1. You get a cliffhanger. What's gonna happen next? Is he gonna keep wearing the suit? You assume so. You assume he's probably gonna. Is he gonna fight the Shocker? Hell yeah, he's gonna fight the Shocker. And I can't wait for that Shocker. Oh, you're gonna get to that, chat. That is very much part 2. In a Fox cartoon? Hell yeah, man. That's what happened. I'm telling you the truth. Listen, I speak the truth on these streams. This is what I do, my friend. I'm very honest when it comes to review. Like, just like the Aladdin. That was a word for word rendition. The Aladdin, same for this. That's what I did. But hope you enjoyed the review, guys.